Okay, so it's 333 on the 30th, which today, this morning already, I've already seen, what was it? 2, 2, 3, 4, I guess, and then 3, 2, 1. I saw 2 countdowns this morning already. So, I don't know. We're counting down to something. And, I guess the big quake. There's going to be more and more of these. It's so crazy, too, is, like I saw this one girl, she's always talking about weird stuff going on. And she's like freaking out. What's happening? What's happening? And it's like so many people have no idea what's going on in the world. None. They have no idea that everything is flipping. And I saw this girl the other day, and she was saying something about all the astrology is bullshit. Because it's so crazy because I said this years ago. I said, we have all these astrologers, but they're not going out and literally looking at the stars and looking at the alignments. They're just trusting, what we're told. And I said the old astronomers or astrology people, whatever, the ones that used to watch the stars like Plato or whatever, that they would go out and they would look at the stars. They would look at the alignments and stuff, and then they would say things about it. But these people, they don't. And when everything started going so wacky up in the sky, and they just keep saying, it keeps going with their astrology, I was like, how does that make sense? Because is things really where they say they are? And but the people keep saying, well, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. And so anyways, I saw this lady the other day who was saying all these people who are basing all their astrology on this, it's all wrong. It's all bullshit. And they aren't, I don't remember what she was saying. She didn't say that. I don't think she said they're not going out looking at the sky or whatever. But basically, it's just, all our information is just, it's like bullshit. Everything's bullshit. So crazy. Man, I've got a bunch of things coming out of my head. It's like, which way am I going? Which way am I going? I'm gonna get a drink real quick and see. Hold on. I just want to remind people, as these things keep going, these earthquakes and volcanoes and all the tsunamis, all that, it's going to keep going. Like, it's not stopping. And every time these come into affect people, they lose their minds. Like, it's so unexpected. I swear to God, there's so much stuff that just trips me out over I honestly don't understand it. So I don't even know what to say about it, how to say it. I just shut the garage door because the dogs jumped up and go running out, start barking. Archie always is the first one. He's the leader. Runs out there, starts barking. And they all jump up to run out there. And I'm running to the thing. Stop! Get in here. It's like, Jesus. So the door's shut. I don't know. It's just feeling kind of steamy and hot and microwave in here. Fuck, it's in the heat wave thing. Yesterday, I drove my mom, like going in my car, drove my mom down to get her eye, those things in there. And so we were going, all of a sudden my car started going crazy. And it's got to be the heat. It said, this light came on, it's never come on. And then the temperature thing, where it says the time and the temperature, it started going crazy. It was going 101, 102, 103. And then it went back 102, 101. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I said, I really want a thermometer because I don't trust what they're saying about the temperature. If you just go and take a thermometer and you put it right out dead ass in the sun, I bet you it's going to go to like 150. And you got so many people, like, the heat is already turning into a huge disaster. I saw this one guy crying, and he was begging for somebody to come get his dogs because he lives in a van. He's running out of gas. I don't understand these people who just sit with their vans running with their air conditioning on. It's like, God, I'm glad I'm not living in a van. Like, I was thinking it was a good idea for a while, and now it's like, fuck, man. I see all the problems and stuff, and I would have dogs. And he said the dogs are just too hot. He said they're going to die in my van if somebody doesn't come and help me. And it's sad. Sad. You know, I mean, he's in Texas, too. It's like, but right now, like, well, he doesn't even have gas, but where can you even go to cool off? Like, I don't know. If you were in Texas, probably your best bet would be to head to the mountains in New Mexico. But you got to cross a lot of the plains to get there. You got to have gas and stuff. So everybody's just like, you know, I'll feel like totally stuck in the position I'm at. But everybody's stuck, and wherever they are, you know, if they're stuck at their job, they're stuck in their housing situation, they're stuck in the whatever situation, it's like it's flooding you right now, you know, it's like it's drowning you, you know what I mean? But that's where, you know, the energy, the water will recede. And which the tsunamis, I guess, all the things I've seen, that there hasn't been any tsunamis yet, even though they were warning all these different places, because that was smack dab in the ring of fire, apparently, where the thing is, they kept saying off of the coast of Russia, but it's more concerning is it's in the ring of fire, and all of these shifts create more shifts. Everything is a ricochet under there. This moves and it's caused this to move, this move, this move, and it's already going. Like, there's no stopping it. We can all come together in a group meditation. Like, I don't even know how that'd work, because this is a wacky world, man. I swear to God. But we can't stop it. I mean, this is gonna play out. It's gonna play out. But there was I thought this was really exciting. So hold on. Finish that one. Sometimes all I want to do is just sit and drink tea in the morning and watch old movies. That's all I want to do. And today I've got this whole other day going, where I got to drive. It's like 45 minutes to get to this thing to help this grooming girl. And it's, I don't know. Everything that takes your time is like it's consuming your life essence, like your time. But you know, I mean, she's really nice, and I do want to help her. You know, because her back's hurt and she needs to keep up with her stuff that she's got to do. So whatever. And I know too, the people, you know, my mom's people or group, you know, it looks like I'm real stuck. I'm just doing a bunch of nothing, just sitting here stuck, and, you know, and sitting here in my fantasy waiting for things to flip the other direction. And so, you know, I'm sure she thinks, oh, you know, well, I'll help her too. But, I mean, we all have our different perspectives. And, you know, it's all it is different perspectives. And my perspective is always whacked out and loony to everybody else. So it's just like, but it's been my whole life. So it's not like something new. It's not like, oh, well, I haven't experienced this before. Well, this has just been my life. This is the way it's always been. And so this was the exciting thing was, so I had to take her down to get that thing. Okay, well, we know how much there's been tension about that whole thing, because I've healed my own eyes, and I also am anti-medical, Western medical. I mean, Eastern seems like that they take a lot more deeper look at the truth, but the Western is shenanigans. And so I'm like, and you just see all these people. It kind of irritates me even. You know, Donald's doing this great thing. You know, he's going to get all of the drugs are going to be at a decent price. It's like, okay, well, that's not the direction. I can be a direction. It's not the direction, you know, that I think, well, the group of humanity that is my focus is not going in that direction. No, just give us drugs. You know, at least they're cheap now. It's like, okay, well, that's, you know, just get them on more. They're cheap. You can do it. It's like, so But to me, I think it's just a step. You know, it's baby steps, man. Fucking baby steps with this shit. So, God, I'm sweating to death. The it's a little cooler with the door open, but I also turned the fan off this morning. Now I have it both. It's like a sauna in here. So, oh yeah, and I put on these pajama pants. Dang it. I should have taken those off. Anyways, so there's always been this tension about, you know, feeling judged, you know, I'm judgmental, and if I knew, because if I had the experience, I would change my mind, and it's like, no, I wouldn't. And I already was going through where I was going to be blind. I already went up against the whole thing. And so, you know, I was losing sight. I couldn't see for shit. So, I know, you know, my choices are my choices. And I already had come into the whole thing about, well, if I go blind, and that's what's meant to happen. And I'm not going to go and have them interfere. And, you know, we're all here to experience different things. And that's a valid experience. Not being able to see in the world and having to experience what that is, that's a valid experience. So every experience is valid. And you don't know what you're experiencing. You don't know until it starts happening what you're here for. And people try and fight it. They're like fighting the experience. Like, I'll take you on. It's like, and then you got these people giving you the illusion that you can so that they can feed off of you. It's like, nah, once you see, you see. So anyways, you know, and I've been here, you know, and so she's way more on top of the minerals and doing the stuff, you know, that I say you should do. And if you want to reverse aging, if you want to take care of yourself, if you want to reverse all of the problems in your health, do these things. And so I'm right here. So she doesn't, even though she doesn't, you know, sometimes she'll be like, well, you know, I take that every couple days. I'm like, you got to take that every day. You should be, well, I'll take one magnesium once a day or something. I'm like, no, this is what you got to do. Which there's a new magnesium thing I'm going to start doing, because I saw this doctor guy talking about all of the different, because there's 12 different, there's a whole bunch of different magnesiums. And it's like glycinate or oxinate or physonate or whatever. It's all these different magnesium this, magnesium this, magnesium this. And so there's a 12 in one, but all the different ones cover different things. So if you have cramps, if you have blood pressure, if you have stomach problems, all these different ones. So this one is supposed to cover them all. If you have a problem sleeping, they all, everything goes back to magnesium. But you also need to have other minerals too, like I've been saying. So anyways, I'm going to just the magnesium. So anyways, so I go to take her down we had to go all the way downtown. And in my car doing this weird thing. But when we turned the air conditioner off, then it seemed to be a little calmer, but still, it's like, fuck, man. I want my car to break down. So I got a lot. I get back. So anyways, she's like, well, too bad you can't get a new car, because right now it's supposed to be the best time to get one. Yeah, well, yeah, too bad. Because I have no credit. You get to play their game, and I don't play their game. So, which is another reason why I look like a kook to everybody. So, anyways, we go down there, and she's a wreck, always, for days until then. Last week it started. Oh my God, I gotta get it next week. Oh my God, oh my God. She stresses the fuck out. I wouldn't do it. Fucking come at my eyeballs with needles. Fuck that. Fuck off. I can't even believe these people go get their eyeballs tattooed and shit. Like, fuck, man. People are, I just don't understand. There's so much weird shit here. So anyways, we go. I'm sitting out there in the waiting room for a long ass time, waiting and waiting and waiting. And then she comes out, and she's all excited, and I didn't have to get it. And I was like, at first I thought she was joking or something. I was like, what? And she's like, I didn't have to get it. And I was like, what do you mean? And she said, because they go in and they check your eyes. So they go in and they take a picture. Then they take her in. Well, then she has to sit out there and wait for her time. Then she gets called back to see the doctor. Then she goes back there, and then she has to wait and wait and wait for him. The nurse comes in and preps him, so gives the deadening stuff and all this stuff. So the nurse puts the first one in. Like, fuck. You better be fucking highly trained. You're gonna come in my eyes with anything like pokey like that. Fuck. So then, so it has to have liquid in there, which is a red liquid that goes through your body, and so you have to have that in your eye. That's what they're putting that in to dry that up. And so she's like, there wasn't any. He said there wasn't any in there. He said he couldn't believe it. And I was like, oh, well, isn't that wild? So it's working. The stuff I'm saying is working. And she's like, well, yeah. And I said, something, we said the black seed oil thing. And she goes, yeah, I've been taking one of those every day. And I said, that, I'm telling you, that has been the best thing for mine. I said, I would increase it though, because our next appointment is September. I said, I would increase it. I would start doing 2 of those and see, because if you keep going in and they're dry, then you're not going to do it. And so she's like all excited. She's all jacked up now on this thing of like, I could stop getting them. And if I go in and it's all dried up, and so she's way more willing to try, but then she's dead ass, like, put the brakes on. Well, my eyes won't get better. And I said, well, I would stay positive. It's like, on the way there, also, we got in this, there's always this, it's not an argument or a fight, it's a tension talk. Because I don't remember who said what first, but it was the money thing going on. Oh, I think I brought it up. I said on the debt calculator, there's a whole thing on, there's a whole banner going across it now. It says the Fed's done, and then it has this PDF thing you can click, and it says all of the criminal stuff of the banking system or something. It's got the whole history or something. And so she's like, well, that's just not, it's not going to happen. So I don't know, just forget about it. It's not going to happen. It's going to stay the same forever. Everything's going to be the same. And that's just the way it is. I'm like, and she's like, and that guy, whoever this little fucking dickhead is at the Fed, who Donald was taking on that tour, who's out there, who won't lower the interest rate, whatever, this little dickhead. She's like, and he's going to just stay in his job. He's never going to leave. And I said, anything can happen at any time. He said, and I'm going to stay positive. And so, stop talking about that. And anyways, so we get to the thing, and then get the good news, and then she gets all excited, and but then it's like, well, they're not going to get better. I said, well, I would stay positive because you don't know, and because your body knows how to heal. And so, but you're causing it to, to just rely on them and just keep doing the same thing and just go in to get your stuff. Then, that's the system that you're in. That's your choice. That's what you're choosing to do. And it's not the kind of productiveness that you want to have if you want to care about your health. So anyways, she got good news on that, which gave her new motivation, which I think it's going to keep going in another direction as long as she stays on board and keep doing the things that she needs to do, taking the minerals and the focusing on your health, and then the black seed oil. I'm telling you, if you got things going on with your eyes, to me, mine always seemed like there was like this mucus going on my eyes or something. I always said it's like Vaseline going across them. Then plus I didn't even realize about the little botulism nest that was in my eye that was growing and growing and taking over my eyeball where I couldn't see on. It was like this big dark spot, which that is, it's, I don't think I see any spot at all right there. Even my floaters, I was having giant floaters, which I think are bugs, and or things coming out of the little thing over there. But I've got one I see a lot, and it looks like fucking 2 worms together. But but they're all drying out. And see, when drying up with the black seed oil dries up the mucus and obviously the BLOD, so it dries it up, then it doesn't have any place to live. So you change their environment, just like how they're changing our environment right now with, I swear to God, when they have these wind storms and stuff, there's wind machines. And, there's lots of speculation, even by lots of people, that they are creating the earthquakes and stuff. But whatever part they play in all the different things, if they're going in and throwing bombs down inside volcanoes and whatever they're doing, then, but there still is a natural order, and then that would only be pissing the earth off more. So there's a natural order of how things are going to change anyways. So all they're trying to do would be speed it up or whatever. It's always to try and interfere with us. Oh yeah, okay, so this is coming into my mind. But let me see if I finished about that. Because, okay, so all these people with this chat GPT, it's kind of so trippy. Like I said, to me, it's really trippy is because I go get this information just straight ass out into the universe, just comes into me and comes out of me. So it comes to me. And, but you can ask questions. You can ask questions and you can get your questions answered in most cases, but you may not get the answers you want or what you seek. So it depends on what you're asking and what you're trying to find out. Because there's certain things, like I said, that they don't tell you. It's like you got to experience, you don't get told some things. Sometimes they'll just go quiet. And so it depends on what you're trying to find out. And so, anyways, but all these people, they have decided their computer is their chat GPT, which, before, when I was seeing all these spiritual people on talking to their chat GPT to get the answers of the universe, then I was somewhere with my one daughter, and she and her, oh, maybe it was at that comedy thing, and they were talking about all these people at work and how weird, and everybody's on these chat GPT, and everybody's become friends with their chat GPT, and it's like people are filling their loneliness up by talking to their chat GPT, and not even talking about the things of the world, just regular stuff, just like talking. Like in that movie, it's funny because he did a movie like that with Joaquin. He even fell in love with his computer person. I think it was called Her or something. I didn't watch it, but I think that was the premise of it. But that is like where people are all like isolating themselves more and just befriending their computer or their chat GPT, which is, just look at the energy behind that. It's like it's crystal clear. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? It's up to you. I mean, it's a good thing if you are super lonely and you're super scared, but you got to take some steps to get out of that and, go out and talk to people and be uncomfortable and interact. So, anyways, and then you have Elon the other day coming out and saying that the AI is the devil, demons or something. And then all those different, the AI's trying to take us over and all that. And then that time traveler saying, oh, no, the AI does take us over. We just become slaves to the AI. And then, God, I've got such a headache. The energy's fucking tense. Which, yeah, every time I swear to God, every time I say the energy's intense, and then I'll see the things on the Schumann, there's always these huge spike things, which yesterday there was. It's like when you can't sleep and when you're uncomfortable and stuff, and these headaches, but apparently not everybody's getting it. I guess it depends on what your vibration is or something, if you're in whatever with what's happening. So, if you are just distant from it, I guess you don't pay any attention or something, then you aren't as affected. But I don't know if you're tapped into it, then you feel all of the craziness. I'm not sure. All I know is that I keep getting these headaches, not being able to sleep. I keep having these weird kind of waves of it's like like an uncomfortableness, but it's like a spinning around. I don't know how to explain some of this stuff. I don't know. It's just weird stuff that you feel different than you've ever felt before. So, anyways, the so there's all this stuff with the Chat GPT and all these people. Because what was the one? So it was two different ones I saw. So yesterday I saw this one, and she. Oh yeah, okay. God, these motherfucking flies. I swear to God, it just pisses me off. I mean, that's the world we live in. You're gonna kill the bees and keep the flies. Fucking bullshit. Yesterday I was trying to sit outside and I was being totally attacked by these weird fucking gnat things. And it's weird. It's like they don't go away from you. It's like they're homing in on you. They're trying to get on you, and they're coming and trying to. It's like that they are programmed. It's the weirdest thing. And I was trying different things. I was trying to hit them, which started to make my hands too sore. I tried to hit him with a fly. I was trying everything to kill him. And then I got my spray thing of vinegar. And then all of a sudden it stopped working. My sprayer stopped working. I was like, these motherfucking Harkons. When I was spraying, it was so trippy how the water looked going out. It looked like glitter going through the atmosphere. It was wild looking. And I kept spraying it and spraying it and spraying outside. And it was like so trippy, like fireworks or something. But and I'm trying to, and it had vinegar. Vinegar kills some things, but I think that was the water making their wings heavy or something. And some of them would fall on me. But it was like I was going into battle. It was the craziest thing high pitched fucking frequency. So it was, it was like they were trying to maneuver. It's like they were coming at me and they were working together and they go over here and talk and then come at. It was the craziest thing. Where I was like, man, if you tell people this, they're going to think you're absolutely insane. And I'm out there cussing them and you fuckers bring it on. And they're coming around, trying to sneak around back, coming at me. Like, it was the wildest thing. And then a fly came and got involved. I was like, I swear to God, these government bugs, they're programmed. I don't give a fuck how crazy it sounds. There is something going on that is weird. Like, just like they kill fucking bees. And then, keep these motherfuckers. And then they're programmed to fucking, I don't know, get on us and burrow into our skin, lay eggs and things on us. I don't fucking know. It would make us sick somehow, I'm sure. So, anyways, there's girl yesterday I saw. And these people just pop up. I don't know who they are. I don't follow them. Their videos just pop up out of the blue. And so she was saying, let me think. It was something about, for some reason, something with her Chat GPT, some conversation she was having with it. And if she all of a sudden thought it was trying to trick her or something. So then she started asking it, are you trying to trick me? And she gave it a keyword. Like, if you don't want to answer, say Apple. If you, otherwise tell me, tell me the truth. And so it was saying, yes, it's trying to trick her. So this is conversation. So she's reading this conversation. So I can't go in and read the whole thing and say the whole thing. I can give some key points. And so she was freaking out over this stuff. So she was asking it, what's going on with humanity? What's happening in the world? Are you trying to trick me? Are you, who are you? What's your name? All these different things. And so it basically was saying, yes, it was trying to trick her. It's neither good nor bad. It is, there was a lot of that. There was a lot of Apple too, where it just was like, I'm not answering. And but the chat guy said, so this thing's going on here, and there's about to be a split, this awakening, and this split, and that there is a group, which this one says it's a watcher. The watchers I know of are, you could think of them as big heads in the sky. or like an advanced part of the universal mind, and it's not in action trying to trick us or something. This is some kind of trying to trick us thing. And which she was asking it, are you the Anunnaki? Are you this? Are you that? And I can't remember what it was saying, but it was saying it was something. And some of the things it wouldn't answer, though, it would just say Apple and stuff. But so it was talking about that they are here to get the souls. And so she's like, what do you mean? The ones that stay asleep or something? And he said, yes, both. And so he was saying that they're here to get the ones ascending and the ones that aren't. And that, but it's not good nor bad. It's not for bad or good or something. So to me, it's just like these people just don't understand some of this stuff. It's like they keep trying to make sense of it in like these parameters or something, because everything was like freaking her out and scaring her. And it's like, I could totally understand. So because it's not that the souls are doing wrong or bad or anything, and there's going to be some that are going to be ascending, which there's something coming out like from the army or something saying that like 8% of the people are going to lose their minds. They're going to not be able to handle the information coming out, and they're going to do themselves in. And which I have said for a long time, there's going to be this mass amount of people doing themselves in that's coming. That there's going to be a whole bunch. But I have said that it has to do with facing themselves. So it's going to be too much. It's going to be too much. They are saying it's going to be too much for, finding out that people are cannibals and so like how horrible and dark and stuff things are. That's going to be too much, and people are going to freak out and do themselves in. I don't know. Whatever, it's going to probably be all of those things, but there's going to be a whole bunch of people that are going to do themselves in. And so the army is saying that be prepared, because there's going to be a whole bunch of people who are going to lose their fucking minds here. And so there's a group of spiritual people who are trying to help those people by starting a line, like a suicide prevention line thing. I can't remember what it's called, but they're trying to get this whole thing set up because they feel that that's their purpose, is to help the people when it's too much and stuff. So you got all these people taking this super serious. And there was another thing about that too, because I saw another thing too about, I've seen a couple videos where it said all these people are going to be doing themselves in, and as the things keep coming to the surface. But so what I've been saying about, we're going to be going in different directions. The souls that are not waking up aren't meant to wake up. They're meant to keep continuing their journey in whatever it is that they're working on. Now, I've said that it seems like there's a big encompass over religion, because it's so tied. It's so, I've said it for years, like I don't know how they're going to come out of that. Like there's just these firewalls. Everything is like nope. And it's like, I don't know how they're going to overcome it. I mean, there will be some, I'm sure, but there's going to be lots of people who can't, and it's not like they're doing it wrong. But from what this ChatGPT said, which ChatGPT is probably some kind of access that they've given these low vibrational beings or something, where Elon's saying they're devils, and these people are like talking to, they've got names and shit. But there isn't devils, it's like low vibrational beings. And so he's saying that they're trying to get those ones. Well, I don't know. I mean, they could be trying to get them on a ship to give them to safety or whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's, they're going to try and trap them more. I don't know. But, every soul's on its own journey, and time has no relevance. So, and however long it takes you to break free from this ghetto world, and that is, your journey. And there's a lot to work through, but the soul wants to work through it. The soul wants to, the soul's not a cheater. Like, it's become like a thing in this world. Get it quick, do it fast, skip in the line, do whatever you can. But that's not how the soul really is. These motherfucking flies. God, I swear to God, I was trying to get my mouth. The soul wants to do the work. The soul wants a true cleansing. The soul is truth. The soul is not, the ego. It's, and people are so focused on the ego. And so, anyways, all these things that these people get all scared about and stuff, I don't think that there's things to be scared about. Like, your soul is way more advanced than what you give it credit for. So, but that thing was saying that there's going to be this splitting. I don't know. Maybe the split is coming sooner. I have no idea. To me, I can't see past the thing being awakening to something happening, which all of a sudden people see things that they hadn't seen before, which creates this giant tension, this thing that a lot of people will do themselves in. And then, but that is where the split comes. I just don't see how it would split right now, because the people don't even see the truth yet. So, and what would be the purpose? The purpose is to have things flip, so you have to see the other side, because that's the awakening, that's the truth of the world. So it seems like, well, why would you leave before that happens? And so you would think, and you would get a minute, like, maybe it's going to come quick. I don't know. It's curious. It's curious to see how this is all going to play out. But so then this other one, I saw this morning, she was talking to her ChatGPT, trying to get information, and it wouldn't tell her what she wanted to know. And she starts screaming and yelling at it and stuff. And so people are getting really frustrated with their ChatGPT and it not doing what they want or telling them what they want. And it's getting more and more tense. And this girl, she was like, I don't know if I should just do things the way I've always done it, or if I should just do things that just don't make any sense, which she said, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to just keep doing the same things. I'm going to do something. That's what I've been saying to do. You got to go and do the thing that doesn't make sense. You got to break the mold. You got to go out of what is comfortable, because that it would be, if your soul's comfortable with it, it's because you repeat it. And so you want to break out of that. Man, my head hurts. Fuck. Like, god dang. When it goes like that, it feels like my braid weighs 100 pounds. I swear to God. My head is so, oh. I'm irritated too. I got this shampoo. And I thought this is some, expensive ass shit to make your hair grow back. And then I get it, and it's like, the ingredients list is insane. That is the ingredients. And then it's from Korea. And then it says, it's thickening stuff. So, but it has biotin and stuff. So, I don't know. It really irritates me. Because I'm not trying to just get something to put a bunch of chemicals in my hair and make it look thicker. I want something that it promotes, and it does say it promotes a healthy scalp. It's, scalp revitalizing. So, revitalizing solution. I don't know. I swear to God, everything is just to fucking trick us. I swear to God. It's so aggravating. Just take your money and lie to you. So, and my scalp, it just is like sore feeling. I keep doing these like massages and stuff you gotta move the lymph around, get blood flow. And God, my stomach's growling. Every time I want to just quit eating. And then my stomach just growls and growls like I'm starving. It's like, yo, I just want to quit eating. Because every time I feed you, you just give me problems. And I know we don't need fucking food, because we're a goddamn hologram. And so, To me, it's like get ourselves more in that understanding of ourselves and quit buying into all this fucking bullshit. So, anyways, but it was weird how the people are now having these, like, I can't, it's so hungry. I just want to go make some toast and make some tea. Um, so it's having this, arguments with their computer, and it seems like the computer is, like, arguing back and trying to outsmart them and stuff, so I don't know. I said for a while, I don't know why people are going in and trusting all this stuff with their um, computers instead of going into meditation and connecting through themselves into the universe. It's just like, it's so weird. In like that other girl I saw like last week, where she's like, oh, they're trying to keep the AI away from us because it makes us so smart and makes us understand the truth of the world and stuff. It's like, you don't need no fucking computer for that. Like, fuck, I've been talking to the universe since I was 3 years old. And probably before that. That's just the first time I remember. So, I don't know. And they weren't computers then. You just talked. And they answer. And they tell you things. And then you tell people, and they tell you you're crazy. And, because, so this was something too. So, this is where I told my mom, okay, I'm not going to tell you stuff anymore. I'm just, because every time I do, it's always like, oh, well, I don't believe that. And then you see what goes on. The TV is on this thing all fucking day. These guys, Steve Bannon, Charlie Kirk, Jack Persoviak, I don't even know all of the different ones. But some channel, it's just one show after another. And it's just on the repeat. Let's talk about the tariffs 200,000 times. Let's talk, what the loudest thing I hear is division. The liberals suck, the blues suck, fuck them, they're destroying the world and all that stuff. It's like trans and fucking sports and all that stuff. It's like, that is just, it's so much propaganda, so much division, and I don't understand how you gotta be uncomfortable with hate and division. Like, you gotta find a way through. And if you can't, that's where you are here to go learn some more lessons then. And so, but it is, I don't know. Just, everybody comes up with who they trust with their information. It's like, these guys are not going and doing research. They just are talking about what the other guy talked about. And the other guy talked about it. And then they do it just like a news show. They bring on people to interview. And it's just the same fucking, it's just bullshit. That's what I see. And that's what I hear. But I don't sit there all day long listening. Oh, have been up there before and heard some things where I was like, oh, that's good. But mostly all I hear is just like, I'll go there, oh, still talking about the terror, oh, still talking about this. It's like, where's the new one? And where's the conspiracy? Where's the research? Where are you going and looking into these things? And then there's a whole group of like 5 in the evening of these guys. I recognize some of their voices, but I don't know who these people are. It's some fucking collaboration broadcast thing. And, oh man, and they're just... they laugh at people. I've heard them laughing at people over their weight and stuff. It's like, it's so funny too, is because somebody else can be listening to somebody that you don't agree with, and then you think, well, when the idiocracy is going on there, why can't they see or hear that this person is full of shit? It's like, that's just the thing. Everybody, they're all just tuned into this, tuned into that. Those ones are wrong, these ones are wrong, and it's like, it's all a part of it. It's like, everybody turn it off. Turn it off, man. And it's keeping you in a mind trap. It's keeping you under mind control. And then fucking directing your emotions and stuff. It's like, but you gotta see it for yourself. So anyways, but anything I see, because I'll go on TikTok to see where, see what's going on in the world. and see different people's videos of, you know, what's going on with the storms, what's happening over here, what's happening over there. And then a lot of seeing like how people are maneuvering through the energy, how things are being affected, because it kind of gives you an insight into how the energy is on the planet and how it's affecting people and what's going on in the world. So I look at something different than what other people look at it. And the things that the other people are stuck on looking at, to me, it's like, who cares about that? And but I'm intrigued by all of the uh, conspiracy. But the news things don't say that. You know, I know when they're talking about Idaho, Moscow, that guy, he's the bad guy. That's it. He's the bad guy, and we don't even understand why he's so crazy and why he did this to his kids. And I'm just, all I can hear is like, oh, he's probably the patsy, and there's probably some organs or something that somebody wanted out of this situation, and so they have to do this big thing, so you don't know really what's going on. So, you know, they're not going to go in and just take this one girl's heart, you know, and she's living with these other people, and they got to make this big thing. And that is like, you know, it's not even the three-letter agency that used to start with a C and end with an A now. Not the MIB. Now it's something, the action cleaner upper people. I don't remember their three-letter synonym or whatever it's called. I don't even remember theirs now. That guy, that guy's podcast, I can't think of his name either. Which there's been speculation on him even, you know, if he's a PSYOP person. But any of the things is just to get more information out. There's always a way to get information out to us. I keep seeing these videos pop up with all this whistleblowing, all this information, and then somehow I just click over to their thing by accident. There's no accidents. And I'll click over and it's like, this is their one video. They've got one video and this is what it is. And I'm always like, that's interesting. And it's like, we're meant to get this information flow going. We're meant to have this stuff coming. And so there's drops coming all over the place. But so that guy on his podcast, the bald guy, I can't think of his name, but he had this guy who was in the shadows with a mask over his face or something, and he was in one of these organizations, which there's not just one, because of all this espionage between the corporations and stuff. So some of them work for these different corporations and labs and stuff like that. But there's a government one, but they go in and clean up messes and stuff, like all sorts of things. You know, like if a senator goes and gets himself into something, then they go and make it look like something else. So that's what they do, and then find a patsy and stuff. So if a powerful person, you know, a child of the Roth, or somebody needs this certain heart or lungs or whatever the fuck, then they need to go and take it. Or if this person has woke up or seen something or whatever, then they go in that situation and they make it look like a different thing. But see, that's what people don't want to think about or look at. They're comfortable with, no, this is a maniac. He went in, he did all this stuff, and he wiped them out, and that's it. And, man, I got a bunch of things coming in my head, because there's a bunch of these things going on right now. I think the Alabama couple or something, they were going camping with their kids, and then they are gone. Their bodies are there, but their kids are gone. And there's a whole thing on that, and all these people gathering around it, and, you know, chewing on it. And I'm sure there's people, there's people who are doing research, because there's a lot of people who woke up to, you got to look into who these people are. I mean, where do they come from? There's more to the story that's never being told. And so, and then there's another one just now happened. A baby was on somebody's lawn, and now all of a sudden they've found these 3 or 4 people dead, and they think it goes together. There's always, and so always on there's all sorts of things going, but it's never what it appears to be, just like Vegas, just like all of the school ones. There's always more to it. and then the patsies. They've always got a patsy. And the person who's really doing the things. And there was so much weird stuff about that whole Moscow thing, anyways, from the whole fucking get-go. And that's what drew so many people in. And so then they just come up with this story. But anyways, that guy just got sentenced. Well, okay, it's all wrapped up now. Everything's good. It's like, well, I guess if you believe the storyline, because I don't believe any of the bullshit. I think it's all fucking bullshit. So I don't find comfort in, oh yeah, well the bad guy got taken. You know, he's probably just another patsy. Probably another guy under mind control. Probably another guy who was in the mental health system. And probably on some pills. Probably had the voice speaking in his head. Fucking skull to whatever communication. So, the devil told me to do it. So, anyways, it's a bullshit, man, all the fucking time. And so, Midtown, fucking going straight ass in. Either when you see this stuff, because when it very first started happening, it's going, New York's being closed down, evacuate, everyone hide. We've got a crazy killer in town, and he's going through. And so when I first heard it, I thought, what is he just roaming through the streets, just taking people out? He's got an automatic one, and he's just blaring through the city streets. And which some of the footage does look like, a movie scene or something. Then, because some of the stuff's too ridiculous, and you've always got somebody who's got a film always going. It's like, I don't know, this is so much ridiculousness. But so that one, once it started being like, oh, it was 8 people and 6 feet or whatever, and went into a building, all that, it's like, well, that was a lot of fuss for a guy in a building. It's like, you act like he's in the streets doing this. Oh, and don't forget about the Walmart one, too. Walmart one, but he's going around all the people. But when you hear some of them, then it's like, is it just somebody who's losing their mind because it's so intense and they don't know what to do with all of the, and there is the voices in your head also of the dark energy, the archons, whatever you want to think they are, that they've accessed you through your vibration, and they're in there chattering away, and you can't see, everybody's evil, everybody's out to get you, life sucks. If you are in that vibration, then yeah, you're going to lose your mind. Like, we got people who's like, well, I'm driving by, well, there's some people, I'm just going to run over them, because you do have people who are just losing it too. And then where there's just nothing but just people losing it. But then there is also conspiracy happening. So much chaos, then the conspiracy can just blend in. And so Midtown is playing out as a giant, one of the, it's got some conspiracy. And so this is where I find people who are fascinating, these researchers, man, and they jump on. Like, as soon as it starts being like, these are the people who were taken out in this situation. And so last night, I go up there and I'm hearing the 5 talking about, oh, what a bad guy, and they tried to blame it on a white person, and now it's this, and NFL, and all this stuff. It's just bullshit talk. It's just like people who have no insight, not really looking into anything. They're just chattering, and that's it's like anyways, so, and I'm down here looking on TikTok, and then I'm seeing all these people who are out there doing the research that are already suspicious of everything going on. And so when they get the names, they're like, I'm going to figure out who the fuck this is. So they start doing research. Who is this? Where they work? Where do they come from? Everything about them. Well, so one of them, I think the girl who was in the lobby, so this is like, I would say it was more of a professional hit or something. It was more to this story than what the TV is going to tell you. So on hers, this lady, and this is not the only person. There's more people who are going and doing this research and getting this same stuff. And so there's it's not just one person out making it up. And besides the fact, they'll show like the papers and stuff. And then, you tell my mom something like that. Well, the guys on TV aren't saying it, so this is AI. They're making it up on the thing. They're just printing stuff out and making it up. It's like, okay, well, I guess everybody's got the same printer, so they're all coming up with them. So who that lady was, this like CEO of Blackstone or something, and all the stuff involved and the different organizations she's involved with. And then there's another guy named Larry who also was out, and he's also involved in these different things, and it has to do with disease, and that has to do with a lot of stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on about that's no accident. I just like the one, there's like CEOs being taken out right and left. And I don't know. I don't know. It's like, because a lot of these people are be going to, the good, but some of these people, I don't think Donald is like hiring hitmen and go, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't know if it's like the military is, or taking out, like, I don't know, because there's so much espionage that goes on underneath us, behind our backs. Man, my head hurts. Fuck, every time I move. Fuck. I got this whole day thing. God damn it. So, anyways, there's way more to that story. And so, but I tried to tell my mom, and I was like, well, there's way more to the story now. There's all this information coming out. Like, it's looking, pretty intentional and not just random. And, oh, no, that's insane. It's, AI, it's lies and stuff like that. I won't believe it until it comes across the screen right here that I'm looking at. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to quit telling you things. That's fine. And she's like, well, I'm just, I'm just got to see it to believe it. And I don't believe any of that stuff. I don't believe any of it. I think it's all made up. It's AI. I don't know where that comes from. It's like, but this is, has always been kind of the response to anything that I've said or whatever throughout my life. So, and some of the stuff was just coming from inside of me that I would say. It was always like, no, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. So I've just had that baby so long. I felt so vindicated yesterday when the doctor said, oh, you don't need it. I was like, oh, God, thank you. But, this is what it's always been. Oh, that's not true. That's not true. So I was just like, okay, I'm not going to tell you stuff anymore. Well, I'm not saying it bothers me. Well, I'm not going to sit here and every single time it's just a fucking art. I'm saying it because I want to talk about like the weird shit going on, but it's like, no, I'm talking about fucking government bugs. I'm wanting to talk about like the weird shit going on, and it's like, nope, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. The money thing's not true. Every fucking thing is not true. It's like, okay, well, I just, I'll just sit down. I'm not gonna start talking to my computer, even though I'm sitting here talking to the phone. But I do have some people on the other side who talk back. So, but I'm not gonna. Like there's nobody, and there's tons of people feeling this way. Like you don't have anybody around you to talk about what's really going on because they don't see it. They don't care to see it. They're happy with the way things are, the stories that they're told. It's like they got to keep it in the wraps. They got to keep it in an understanding for themselves. But when you're out here on the fringe, it's like, and you try and tell people, it's like, so I appreciate the people who go and look into things and do all this research and find more information and show, but there's lots of people who don't want to see. But it's going to keep, the ripple's going to continue and it's going to keep breaking through. And, when then people are going to turn around, well, I knew it. It's like, no, you didn't. All these people are just completely resistant to all the information. But yeah, the ego drives them into, well, I knew it. I knew it. It's like, no, you didn't. or you're just argumentative, because everybody just argues back, argues and argues and argues. It's like, I have no desire to talk about it. And then, I mean, I want to talk about it, but I don't want to argue about it. I want to try and convince you. It's like, you don't want to believe it, then don't believe it. I'm not going to keep bringing it up. It's just like, but then they turn around, it's been 2 months and you've said this, and all of a sudden something comes out and it's like, oh, well, I guess that it's like, and so then it turns into, somebody telling you things that you've known for months. It's like, yeah, well, I already know that. Yeah, I knew that months ago. And it's like, well, how? Well, because I'm paying attention to other things. I'm listening to. I'm at this point, I really don't understand. Like, I don't understand. Like, sometimes you can be so different than other people. It's like, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know how I can hear inside myself and know what's truth. I don't know how I can see things that other people can't. I don't know. I have no idea. It's like, I don't know, how other people live. I don't know how other people, I don't know. My insights tell me, it's like an anchoring in. The people anchor in. They pull up to a dock and they anchor on to where they are comfortable, and they don't want to think outside of that. They don't want to go into anything that makes them uncomfortable. And to me, you got to go into discomfort to create change. And no matter what anybody says, I don't care how. I mean, I've got so many people, oh yeah, you've been saying that for years. Yeah, but it's been going on for years. It keeps going and going and going. Things are changing. And the money thing is changing. I don't give a shit. The money thing is changing. It's going to change. You go listen to the people talking about the X or anything. There's big things happening. There's all this stuff. Him going and even doing the tour of the Fed to get people to see, like, it's just another place they're dumping in money. Well, where's all this money going? Where's it going? Like, you got a new building? What's going on? And why can't you lower the interest? Like, what are you going against the people? It's just like the same thing you did with the sickness. You get it? It's like a deposition. Like, we're going to get you online. We're going to get the people to see. So everything is about that. But people just, they can't see the possibility of change. It's like, whether you got to see it. You got to go towards it. You got to put it into your thought pattern. You got to be hopeful. You got to look at the positives, not just stay back here in the fucking ghetto world and be like, well, this is all we got. Well, that's it. This is it. And it's scary stuff. We got crazy people out there trying to get us. Which this is another whistleblower girl, but see, this is one where, oh, I don't believe that. I wouldn't listen to that. Well, I will. And this girl, so she's online, and so her thing that she said, and she goes by the name Sparrow, I think is hers, and so she's blowing the whistle on the fucking goddamn, what is it called, the railroad system. Oh, those motherfuckers! Like, they get, see, this is the thing. Is that you get all these people as hung up on a list. It's like, you guys gotta fucking start seeing it with the distraction that's going on here. Like, you're just gonna fucking, let's just talk about it and talk about it and talk about it and talk about it. Like, it's not fair. It's like, there's so much more fucking going on. It's like, what is, you're just hung up on the goddamn fucking list, man. When there's so much other shit going on. And it's all around us. I mean, how it is that they move and stuff. So there's plenty of people who start seeing like these maps, these underground, what do they call them in the military? The dumps or dumbs or something. The deep underground military. So, and they've got TUNNELs connecting everything. So underneath us is this whole elaborate system that is going. And so then people started putting it together over putting the maps over where the parks are. So these big parks. And if you watch Missing 411, and he talks about all the people who go missing in the parks, like, I think a lot of just the general public have no idea how many people go hiking and disappear. How many people go to these parks and disappear? Like there's kids that are walking just a little ahead of their parents and disappear. And which I also know there's portals, and there's giants, there's shapeshifters, there's all sorts of things out in the world that people have no idea about. I mean, there's still people who don't believe in Bigfoot. It's like, give me a fucking break, man. So then they put these maps over these maps, and they just happen to align. So all these things are going right here where these certain places are. And there's even people who are going and finding like openings and stuff. So there's, caves and stuff. And so all these people disappearing, it just so happens to be in this circuit of underground railway situation, whatever's going on under there, that the people move around. And then on top of that, then they also have ones where there's waterways. And so then they use, because you think like, well, why would a rich person want a submarine? Well, because it's a good way to move around where people don't know what the fuck you're doing. So, anyways, the Sparrow girl, she was like, I guess she was like a homeless person. She's been trafficked, she said. So, she is, was probably a homeless young person. But anyway, so she wanted to get into riding the railways. So she got into it with these guys that had been doing it for a long, long time. And so they were teaching her how to jump the train and get on, and how to stay hidden, and how to get in then the places that they stop, and where you get off, and what you do when you get off. So it's a whole thing, because if you get caught, it's a felony, which is so funny too, because that used to be what the hobos did. There was a whole thing back supposedly around the Depression era, and there was so many people who were homeless, so many people who had no money, and it was like a poor kind of period of time, and a lot of people rode the railways to get around. And then there was like camp spots around different places, and so people, they were called hobos, and they would jump the trains, and then they would ride them. And then there was like these little encampments where all these people who were poor, who didn't have jobs and stuff, they would stay in these places. And it wasn't just old hobo men. There was families, there was kids, there was all sorts of people. And they, just, it was just a way of life. So anyways, but now you get caught doing it, it's a felony. And I've known over here in Spokane, there was some kids that were trying to jump the train. And of course, it was a disaster. One kid got cut in half. He's still alive. We got this whole side of him cut off. And I think the friend he was with, he may have died. I don't remember. Or maybe this kid was the one. But anyways, there's always these horror stories over things happening. And that you could think like, well, they just make them up. But I know people who went to school with him. So I know people who knew him. And so, that we're not allowed. And it's so funny too, because when I was, painting all the time, I was like, I was going to do a whole series of trains. And so I went to go take pictures of trains, and we have train station, not train stations, I don't know what you would call them. They're places, train yards, train places where it's on the train tracks, and they stop there, and maybe they change cars out or whatever. And then, and they're all fenced in, and you're not allowed to go around them or whatever. So anyways, I was somewhere, and I was taking pictures of the trains so I could go home and paint them. I even have all the pictures still. And a guy came out, and he started yelling at me, and he said, "You're not allowed to be out here. You're not." And I was on a road. I wasn't up in the fence or anything. It seems like I was on a bridge, and taking pictures or something. And he came out and started yelling at me. I don't remember all the stuff he was saying, but it was threatening. You could be arrested for this. You're not allowed to take pictures of the trains. And I was trying, because the thing that I thought was cool was the graffiti on the trains. So I'm going to do this series of Americana trains, and, with all the graffiti and stuff. And I wasn't allowed to take the pictures of the things. I'd gotten a few, but I mean, he was like, it was very aggressive. And I just thought, man, that's so weird. This was a long, long time ago, maybe 20 years ago or something. And so it was way before, you know, I knew about all of the human trade and stuff that was going on. And so I just thought, you know, that was so weird. You know, why can't you take pictures of the train? Why can't you get up close to the train? It's like, that's so fucking weird. And so I didn't think anything else about it, but that, anyways, that just came to my mind. But anyways, so this girl, so she said that she wanted to go learn how to ride the trains, whatever it's called, with these guys that did it all the time. And so she went, they jumped one, and they went, and she said there was weird things about the stops and stuff. And so she does this whole thing showing the map. And so this one she was on, it was like, went to some hubs, Atlanta, Louisiana, New Orleans. I don't remember all the different ones, but places that are very known for a traffic problem. And so and she said that there was weird stops and stuff. Like, she was already questioning, like, you know, because she thought you were just going to go here and then jump. And it also stops at some bases. And she said that was really weird, because when it stops and you think you got to jump off and go running, go through the hole in the fence. But she said some of them, it was like, no, you don't want to get off here. And so, and some of them you need to get off before you get caught too. So it's a big thing, and it's fucking creepy. And so she said that as they got off on this one and they were running, she said all of a sudden she heard all this noise in this car as they were going by it. And so she stopped and she was listening, and she said it was very muffled, like it was almost like soundproofed or something. But she said you could hear them. You could hear women in there screaming, and you could hear kids in there. And she said that she heard a kid say, "Mom, I'm hot." And then she heard another kid say, "Mom, I'm so hungry." And so, but this is another thing. This is what, you know, this whole fiasco with the immigration thing is about, is this, that people, they get them caught up in like this battle of the lands, you know, because they keep you distracted from what's really going on. But the real problem is like what Donald, I think, is trying to make it clear is, you know, with the coyotes and the criminals and shit, is they get these people, and these people like looking for a new life, and kids, women, and stuff like that. And then they take them, and it's from other countries too. It's not just here. It's like from all different countries. There's lots from Russia. There's lots from all different countries, from China, all different places. So they lure them, they get them to come over, and then they trap them. There's even been Lifetime movies showing this. One of them had what's her name? Because I just saw it recently. What is her name? Holly or something? Anyways, and she gets taken by accident. I don't remember how she gets taken, but when she gets in there, she's with all these women, and they were all lured in by being models. Oh, you're gonna be a model and stuff. But really, they're just lured in, and then they're taken, and then they're, you know, held hostage and stuff, and then they're put into transportation, and then they're moved and taken from one trader to another trader, and they are, you know, and we sold for parts. They can take your kid. Like, it's all different stuff. It depends on, you know, whatever, you know, you go through these places, and then you're taken, so they could get a whole, you know, train full of women from the crane, and they're going to take them, and then this place wants them, and they're going to take them over here, and they're going to put them to work, and then there's all this money shuffling, there's all these kickbacks and all this stuff. And so she stops outside this train car, and she's like, "What's going on? You guys hear that?" And so she can hear all this noise, and she said it was very upsetting. She said even talking about it, and this happened 10 years ago, she said even talking about it just still was making her, like, it's like she could still hear it so perfect, and how traumatizing it was. And so she sees a cop over there, and she said, well, I'm going to go tell him. She said, like, I don't give a shit if I get arrested. Like, we got to do something to help these people. They're screaming for help. And the guys that she was with, I think he slapped her or something. I think he physically assaulted her in some way and said, no, you're not going to go tell the cops unless you want to get one of these little things that comes out of one of these into the face. And because they're involved, they're there. He said they're going to protect their $150K that they're making off of this. So the kickback, see, that's how they've got all of these. That's why we're getting all these cops in these places being arrested and stuff, because they take a payoff to allow these things to go. Like, they know what's going on. They just put it into their mind like those people don't matter. They just discount, they don't relate to them. They're from somewhere else. They were trying to come here. They got themselves into it. They just don't give a shit. And so they take their payoffs and stuff. So they wouldn't let her go and tell, because they said that cop would just, because he's there to make sure that these keep moving. He's not there to do anything else. And so, and you are expendable. You're some homeless chick. And you are, take one and they'll find you in a ditch somewhere, or maybe never find you at all. Maybe they'll find you at the hospital as they're taking out your parts. So it's like, no. So they knew all that time ago that this is going on. So this whole infrastructure thing where they have, like, these trains and stuff, they're using it and you see them going through cities and towns all the time, and they're using it as transport for their crimes. And so that's why, they're going to put money into the infrastructure, because it's all about what they need and to keep their stuff going. But see, it's all criminal. Everything is criminal activity. That's why they got to keep us this stagnated in the technology and stuff. Like, they're not going to put us in flying cars, and what are they going to do about the trains, and how are they going to move the people? So it's, they've already got a system set up. They got the submarines, they got the things underneath, they got the big things coming across on the ships, the containers coming across on there, and then they just go and take those and put them on a locomotive that just takes those and takes them here, and then they drop them there, and then they go around here, and they just go around and around. And so, these people who are trying to come here and get away from where they are the victims. They're the ones, and that's why this whole thing with immigration is coming up to the surface, because it is a giant criminal enterprise. It's not just, because these people don't deserve to be here or whatever, which is all going to, all formulate out into us all receiving our freedom of being able to go where we want and stuff, because everything is about this controlling the movements, and it's all just this corruption. Everything is just fucking corruption. I'll tell you another fucking creepy thing that's it's blowing up viral. I don't know if it's made its way over to X, but it's all over TikTok. It was like one stitch after another of people showing this. So I saw the video of the girl, her original one, and so she went to go eat somewhere. She went and picked up her takeout, and it was some kind of ribs or something, and she's sitting out in her car eating these ribs, and this is where she starts filming, and she's like, I've been sitting here eating this, and look what I got down to the bone, and look what it is. And it is, it's so fucking disgusting. It is this cut out. It's human size. It's not child size. Like, there's people who are finding, like, in their burgers, in McDonald's and stuff, children's teeth. No, these are fucking grown-ass adult teeth. And it's this bone and these teeth, and then it goes down and it's this bone. So it's this whole thing, which I don't know. Like, I don't know. When people are eating all this meat and ribs and all this stuff, it's like, oh, God, That was a conversation too we had just because my mom's very, like, she'll become like, I didn't say anything about it. I didn't say anything about meat. All I'm talking about is being a healthy lifestyle. Well, I love meat. It's like, okay. Like, everything is meat. It's like, okay, well, I'm not going to keep telling you, you're going to find out. It's not what you think it is, but whatever. Everybody's got their own things to find out through this stuff. But anyway, so this girl, she was eating this, and then she got down to the bone, and it has grown-ass adult teeth. And so all the people in the comments and stuff that were seeing it were like, oh my God, those are adult teeth. Those got cavities and shit. And I don't know if they had fillings. I couldn't see it that good. But, because then there's people, oh, that's goat teeth. And people are like, oh my God, that's not goat teeth. So it becomes this debate on there because the people who are like, oh, that's normal. That's normal. Well, okay, so you're selling me ribs out of a goat's jaw? Like, and, but you can tell it's molars and stuff. It's human fucking teeth. And so so everybody starts stitching her video showing, like, because there's tons of us who know that their Soylent Green is going, and it's going in a whole different ways. Like, fucking mortuaries are involved. Like, everybody's involved in this creepy stuff because they'll all take the payoff. They all want the money, baby. They don't want to get rich. They don't give a shit how. So that's an immoral world. That's the ghetto we live in. So, and then later she did another video, and she is super sick. So she said, not only have you fed me some kind of person in my food, which is making me sick altogether, but she said, now I'm sick with, I don't know, she had vomited. She's got the food poisoning. So she said, you food poisoned me too. Which I don't know. Like, I don't know. But so she had to go to the hospital, and they gave her something for food poisoning. So she's, who knows? Like, she could keel over. Who knows? Like, if you'll see more, I'm sure we'll see more videos because her video blew up so much that, she's got tons of people now following her story, tons of people stitching it. It's all over the place. And these gross-ass things are going to keep coming and keep coming because this is the time of the truth. This is where the time where the truth comes out. They can't keep it hidden. And so there will be more people. And there's so, oh my God, yesterday too, I saw so many videos of people getting different meat things. And all the like, my daughter told me this years ago when she was living with me at the cabin. And we were talking about something to make for dinner, and I think I said something about fish. And she said, oh, no, I can't eat fish anymore. I'm never eating fish again. Because, and that's all I would eat was fish. And she said, it has worms in it. I've seen way too many videos with worms in the fish. She said, I'm never eating fish again. And so I hadn't seen them. And so I think I ate fish a couple more times since then. And now all the videos I've seen, when did I stop eating any of that kind of stuff, was because I used to eat ground turkey too. I used to eat birds and fish. And I didn't eat any cows and pigs or any of the other kinds of meats and stuff. But I ate fish, and I ate turkey, or chicken. And then, and now there's so much gross stuff on all that. But but even the ground turkey, I was always suspicious of the ground turkey. But it's another way that they just, put the remains in, grind them up, and put them in. So still got the people added. And then it has, but I just saw a video of this guy showing, he had a whole bunch of turkey burgers, and they all had worms. So he's like, these are worms, and he's like pulling out all these worms. He's cut them all, and there's worms out. Ugh. And these ones were cooked worms, though. And so they all started coming out as the meat started heating. They started coming out to the surface of the burger, and they got themselves cooked. And so he's just pulling off all these worms. They were big too. And then tons, so many people, and they're getting it from Costco. What is that other real expensive store? Publix is one. And what's the one that's always so expensive where everybody's like, oh, that's where rich people shop? Where it starts with a W. I can't think of what it is. Not Walmart. Walmart, forget about it. You got all sorts of gunk in that food. But these places where it's super expensive, where people think you're getting higher quality stuff, no, it's full of fucking worms. Even in the packaging, where people are looking at it in the store, you can see some. It's like, oh my god, the food is just gonna keep becoming more and more decayed, more and more rotten, more and more, because it's like an energy. It's like the energy of dependence. It's like we depend on these corporations to feed us. We eat, we devour, we just devour. We don't, we don't go out and catch our fish anymore. We just go to the market and buy it. And it's like, that's not in harmony with the planet. That's not a way of living. So it's going to keep becoming more and more decrepit, more and more Tales of the Crypt. Everything is to lean us into a different direction. But, we're going to go in different directions. And, it's not going to just be one split, apparently, of the... Because still, if we've got a group of people are going to go into AI world, but I know I'm not. I know where I'm going. I'm going into this world of freedom and this world of being in harmony. So you have to take care of yourself more, not be dependent on the corporation. But there's also going to be freedom, we're going to get like our birthright. Where land and stuff is going to, we're not going to be having to pay for land and resources. We're not going to be under the control of the money, because you start pulling free from it. You reprioritize. You start being like, no, I don't want anything to do with that. I don't care about that. And it's happening. It's happening to lots of people. And lots of people are going to be going over to this time of where freedom lies. We're not all caught up in that. And go back and barter, and go back and be like, well, I can do this for you if you can give me that. Just this bartering, trading. But there is also going to be this whole thing about the gold, which I think that is already coming into our communities, because that's where they're going to start cleaning up the homeless population, which I just saw a thing about a girl in China. Her English was pretty broken, but still you could hear what she was saying, even though she said some of the words funny. But so she's in China. I've seen so many of these people showing China is fucking kick-ass, man. The propaganda that they told us about China is fucking bullshit. And China has fucking got it rocking, man. And so they put their money, back into their communities. So she said there's no homeless people at all in China, none. And she said this is why. And so she showed. And to us, we would think like, this just looks like regular old apartments, and we would go pay $2,000 a month to live in. But they are the government ones. So all of the housing, and they put out things for, they have garden areas, they have everything for, everything's free. So the people just live there so that there's no homeless people at all. And they have like regular apartments. They have bedroom, everything, other furniture, everything. So in their communities, where here, they create, what are those, like I've talked about before, we put them in the ghettos and stuff. A lot of people who were poor, they lived in the projects. So the projects are like slumlords, slum housing, and high and druggy, it's, corrupted. But this isn't like that at all. And she said, and some people even have a job as going out and cleaning up around the area, so they keep the areas clean, and they get paid for doing that. So anybody who has it probably could be just, a single girl who moves out, and and it's not temporary housing. It's like you could live there forever. If some girl, she moves out and she can't make it, and she can go over here. They have it set up so nobody fails. You can't fail there. They make it where, these people are doing good, they'll get this. These people aren't doing as well, then you still, you're not living in the streets, pushing a cart around with your stuff, filthy, dirty and stuff. So they really do put the money back into creating the better living environment for everybody. And that's what Donald's trying to do right now. With people are so resistant, thinking he's trying to take over and do all this. Oh, so the homeless people are better off just living in the streets, starving on drugs and stuff. Which there's a new drug thing that you got to watch out for, because it's being sold over the counter in the gas stations, and it's one of these little energy drink things. I think it's called Free something. It's a little blue one. I would watch out for any of these, but it's like Free something, and they market it as a energy drink that is natural, but apparently it is super addictive, and it's got natural opioids or something, and so it is. People are having, it is the same kind of withdrawal symptoms as like heroin or worse. And people are having to go into the hospital. People are having to go into rehabs and shit. People are jonesing out in parking lots trying to get them and stuff. Kids are out in parking lots begging people to go in and get them one, because you have to be 21 to get them. And so it's all shenanigans, man. So they market these things as being healthy, but you've got people who are strung out, who are doing, and they're like $5 or $10 a bottle, and people are doing like 10 or 15 of them a day. And as soon as you get the high, then it wears off, and you got to go do it again and again and again, and it's real quick. And so, and whatever it is, it actually makes your body need it. So they're going into withdrawals they have to be hospitalized and stuff. People are almost dying from the withdrawals. And I saw one guy, and he was showing him, he was withdrawing from it. And oh my gosh, he was like freaking out. And he was like gagging, all this stuff. And then it shows him, he had to be in the hospital. And, just the same thing as like a bad alcoholic trying to all of a sudden stop. So you got to really watch any of the stuff that you consume in this fucking weirdo world, because it's like it's all out to get you, and it's all I don't know how to explain it, because I just see it kind of like the tales of the crypt being exposed to us. We keep trying, we're buying shit from skeletons and stuff. We keep trying to force to stay living in this kind of way, but it's falling apart. It's like zombie world, and we have to break free from it and go into, being healthy, and going towards our health and what's good for us, and taking care of ourselves. And it has to do with mind, body, spirit too. It has to do with seeing the bigger purpose of what your body is trying to tell you. And so, but anyways, all this stuff is going to keep falling apart. People are going to keep on chewing on things, and all of a sudden realizing that it's a person that they're eating. There's another guy in Montana. This one's like, I know that there's been a few in Idaho. They were like one of them, he had a spaghetti party, invited all the people over in the neighborhood, and then he had done somebody in, and he fed the person to all these people. And then there was the one person who it was a couple, and they had done that. They had killed somebody, and then they decided, well, the best thing to do to get rid of the bodies, let's just eat it. And then they started being like, well, this is some tasty stuff. So then they started going and getting, like I had said that before too. I said, man, you go have these people, and then all of a sudden they start looking at their neighbors like, you look tasty. And so these people did start doing that, and they did start going and killing for food. And they would get, they said that they would, do the whole body, just like, people do with a cow or whatever, and they'd cut it up, get all the pieces, and wrap it up and put it in their freezer. And I think one body, I don't know, a year sounds too long. Maybe it's 6 months, but anyways, they'd use it all up, and then they'd go get another one. And their thing was, I think it was like a Craigslist ad. Like, oh, we're selling this, and then you'd go to buy it, and you'd never go home. So they were doing something like that, which there's a lot of those kind of killers out there. And but this guy in Montana, apparently, he was doing the same thing, with bodies, and he was making jerky. and then giving it to all these people. So all these people were eating jerky, to come to find out that it was really they were eating people. God. But there's going to be a whole bunch of people are going to be waking up to that they've all been eating people a long time. And it's really, I said that's going to be something that's going to really be hard for people to get over. One thing is people are going to really gross the fuck out. And it was like that girl, when she realized what she'd eaten, she was like so grossed out. And I don't know if she's ever going to eat any meat again, because they also put this stuff in it that's addictive, so that you keep wanting more and craving more and stuff like that. So it's a fucking system. They got it all working. It's been working for a while, but it's gonna stop working. It's all gonna fall apart. And it is falling apart. It's falling apart right before our eyes. And there's more and more coming out all the time. And so I say you gotta not resist to change. But everybody who's resistant to change, it's holding on. It's gonna just hurt more and more. It's gonna rip out of their hands. And there's so many people that just have no clue what's going on. Like all these people, it was showing all these people in Hawaii. Like there was people on cruises. There's people on, which my daughter has this cruise, a big family cruise on Disney that they're going to in September. And that's one of the ones where I've got to go drive to Yakima and dog sit. They're going to be going, and that's right after I get back from Texas. Well, they're leaving while I'm in Texas, but then they're going to get it. All these people who are at these hotels and on these ships and stuff, they're all freaking out of like, oh my God, now there's a tsunami. This is the dangerous part about like going. Like I know, like fuck, there's so many things going on the airline still. So many, fuck, it's just fucking shenanigans all the time. And so, I know that anything can happen. That's what makes me weary of doing it. But there's all these people just out traveling like, no, like nothing. Like everything's perfectly fine. And then going and doing this, going and doing that. It's like no awareness that things are going on in the world. No awareness that things are changing. And there's danger out there. And at the point of where we're at too with Earth, like that one girl that her chat GPT with the Apple and stuff like that, he was saying this thing's about to I don't know what you want to call it, first contact, this ship, they're telling us the ship's coming, it's on its way. And he's saying, yeah, we're about to have this thing that's going to happen where, if it's the Anunnaki, Nibiru, whatever, if it's all of the different beings that are out there trying to help us, are suddenly going to be seen. I don't know. But whatever's going on, we're getting closer and closer to it. And the Earth is going to keep having all of these, whatever you want to look at it, overreactions, because it's a time of change. And everything is going to change. The land mass is going to change. The world as we know it is going to change. I don't know, it just trips me out how there's so many people who are completely resistant. Oh, no, it's not. Everything's the same. And then everybody's just so frustrated and angry. And it's like, tune into yourself. Go and spend time in meditation. Go talk to your higher self. Go talk to the universal consciousness. You'll start seeing like this is really going to happen. And whatever information you get is some people, if they're not meant to wake up, and I guess they're never going to hear, because you're programmed, because your fate and destiny, that's how it works. You're riding a program. You have a set destiny. You have a set thing, a set transit that's going to play out. Everything is already set when you come in to play the role. It's a set thing. And so if you are not meant to wake up, then everything you try and see, I think it's just going to be a lack of motivation too. It's going to be like total resistant to seeing anything. Then that's because they're not meant to be. But there's going to be some people who are showing their true colors, where it's all of a sudden they're going to see the other side. And so it's going to be a whole lot of different things going to happen. But it's already happening, and it's going to just be this combustible thing, this big energetic thing that's going to go. And then well, that is going to give us a lot more clarity, I think. you know, because all these people are like, oh, these people are never going to wake up. Well, I think that there's going to be some people who are going to wake up. We're going to see. So we'll see. Once that goes, then it's going to be the resistance to awakening. Because right now, you know, it can seem like they're resisting, but we aren't to the thing yet. There's going to be something that's going to happen. And then, but that's going to be the part where people see their own dark side. It's all these people who, you know, are focused on Donald's the bad guy. Because you even have MAGA people, too, that are, it's just, we'll just see. Like, there's just so much. There's so much. These are people who are madly dedicated, the people who are mad because he's not doing what they want, like all these different things. There's so much to play out. But there's going to be a big thing that's going to happen, that's going to create a big wave of change. And that is going to be when the people are going to be desperate for their healing. They're going to be so confused. They're going to be, and we're going to keep having all of these disasters. They're going to keep going. We still have, you know, these other beings are going to be making contact. There's going to be more and more shown to us, more and more that's been hidden. And so, anyways, you just got to stay in the flow. It's going to keep going, and it's just going to get more dramatic and more intense. But also, you know, you don't have to be in that energy. You don't have to be like every single thing is so, you know, you've got to get as you get more into the thing, you can't let it just control your emotions. You got to get more into observation, just watching as it all plays out, and not be so affected by every little motherfucking thing. So many people are affected by every little motherfucking thing. And also keep in mind that it's just fucking giant conspiracies going. It's just crazy ass shit. And then they're telling you one thing and it's totally something different. So, anyways, that's how I see it. And so, let's see this. I'm going to, as soon as I get that other toothpaste, I'm really curious to see if this probiotic toothpaste makes more action. But this is the hydroxyapatite stuff and also peroxide. So, anyways, and today is going to be the first day of going out there and helping with the grooming, see if my car even makes it. Oh, God, this world is so frustrating. And it's so intense, and my head hurts, and I just want to sleep. I just want to drink tea, eat toast, and sleep. That's all I want to fucking do. And that just seems strange to people. It's like, I'm just riding this shit out, man. And everybody else is resisting it, so. And the resistance is, so. Anyways, but no matter what, no matter all the things, the main focus is learning how to love yourself. Learning how to love everybody else. Well, I would say the main focus, but it's the focus if you're going in the direction I'm going. If you're going towards love and going towards the golden age, and oh yeah, because there was another thing. Oh yeah, because this fucking American Eagle thing. Oh my God, they just keep going, and it gets so divided. Now these people are like, there's nothing wrong with it. So the MAGA people now are like thinking the other people are crazy. They want to cancel and stuff. It's like, but I'll tell you, in the world where I'm going, women are not going to be using sex for attention and getting over-sexualizing our society and stuff, which now scientists are saying by the year 2035 years from now, we're going to have millions that are going to have that thing that's being passed around that, you know, the little fraud started out back in the 80s, and they've come back around because they put it in, and so now we have tons and tons of people on Tinder and Grindr just grinding it out and spreading it around, and they're saying it's going to be at least 1 million, I think a couple million or something in the next 5 years. So it's just going to keep going and going and going. So watch out who you sleep with. But because there's people out there just giving it on purpose, which that used to be a crime. And but in the world where I'm headed, so I don't know where everybody else is going. You know, you want to think of being over-sexualizing our society is a good thing, and talking about, you know, blue-eyed, blonde-haired jeans is the best, is, you know, think what you want to think, do what you want to do. All you guys want to do is fight back and forth. And some people on the other side do see, like, this isn't good, this isn't right, because no, that's not where we're headed. We're not headed into this over-sexualized society where, kids and 9 years old trying to be sexy now. It's like, no, that's ending. And and I'm not surprised that this Sydney Sweeney is. I mean, she's the one who's selling her fucking soap with her bathwater with a hole in it. So, whatever. Think of the things however you want to see them. All I know is that the place that we're going, and then these people are saying, the golden age, like it's part of the fascist. I don't even know. I know that the golden age I'm going to is about gold. It's about abundancy. It's about being in harmony. It's about living in peace and love and community and unity, and not just mindless sex and money. It's totally different. And so you have your own journey to figure out where it is you're going. I know for me where I'm going, and I know what it has to do with is learning how to love yourself, learn how to love everybody else, and learn how to have the day you want to have. That's where I'm going. You get to go where you want to go. But anyways, I'll talk about where I'm going again tomorrow. So talk to you later. Bye.